Hello and welcome to NetSuite Suite Success for Media Companies. In this session, we'll be discussing the insertion order to cash process. Quick agenda for today. First, we'll discuss the common challenges that we see clients such as you facing in the industry. We'll discuss the NetSuite solution, and we'll get into a demonstration of the solution itself. Finally, we'll end with the impact and value that the NetSuite media solution can provide to your business. Across our time in the media industry, we've seen many common challenges exist with companies such as yours, specifically around the insertion order management and billing processes. We've seen how there's a disconnect between sales and finance, with CRM information, insertion orders, and accounting all living in different places and different silos. We see inflexible insertion orders, not reflecting how different industries can go in different directions and revenue types, for instance, across digital, radio, out-of-home, TV, and more. A lot of manual processes come from these CRM, IO, and accounting areas being in separate systems. We've seen manual calculations, over-invoicing, under-invoicing, and a general difficulty in reconciliation. With the NetSuite solution, we'll see how we can combine CRM, insertion orders, and accounting all in one place. We'll see how NetSuite's flexible to accommodate those different rate models, different industry changes, and the different revenue streams that you may have. We'll see how invoice calculations can be automated, capped at agreed values, and matched so that your reconciliations can be quick, efficient, and more of just a check rather than a manual calculation. Finally, we'll see reporting throughout the demonstration. We'll see how we can forecast revenue across the different months of campaigns. We'll see again how manual calculations are reduced, and you can just pull these up at a click of a button from your dashboard or the global search. The best practice for insertion order to cash is as follows. IOs can be created from proposals. And once that goes through an approval process, whether that's through sales manager, finance, or both, we'll determine if media delivery is required. In today's demo, we'll go through an easy delivery fulfillment for one simple IO, but we'll also discuss different ways that you can get this information in, such as CSV fulfillment or connecting to our add-on solution, the ad server fulfillment. After fulfillment is determined, we'll be able to see those calculations for invoices happen in real time automatically, and we'll be able to deliver those quickly and efficiently to our clients. Collect that payment, accept it, and see our cash flow increase, day sales outstanding decrease. We'll see throughout the demonstration how NetSuite's media industry-specific solution can provide you that unified platform. We can see billing based off impressions, actions, or any type of rate model that you may have. We'll have visibility throughout, being able to track impressions, fulfillments, reporting for book to run, pipeline to run, and more. And finally, throughout the demonstration, we'll see how NetSuite has the ability to scale, change with your business, change with the industry, and really align to where you're trying to go moving forward. Now let's get into the solution demonstration. I've now logged into the NetSuite dashboard. Here we can see I'm logged in as Carol Morgan, our controller for the media company. This is important because NetSuite's a role-based system. We'll be able to see that users with particular roles will only be able to see certain menus, certain items, certain transactions that you want them to see, what they're allowed to see, which will really streamline their day-to-day, keep them away from things you don't want them to see, and really have things top of mind on their dashboard. Throughout our controller dashboard here, we can see things that are very finance specific, such as billing, clients, financial, reports. And all of our portlets underneath there will be reflective of our role-specific dashboard. For instance, our reminders all walk through things such as orders to fulfill, bills to approve, insertion orders to invoice, and more. Our quick dashboard tiles can get us to common reports or areas within the system that we want to get to quickly or that we get to often, so that we can click in, drill in right from there, and see the information. These pre-built dashboards through Suite Success can provide your users with information from day one, not having to wait, set up their own dashboards, or ask anybody for help. This comes delivered out of the box, ready to go, so that our controller, Carol, can come in and see KPIs specific to a media company, specific to her controller and finance role, such as sales, payables, receivables, and more. One particular example is our book to run report. We can see this 893,000 number right here on our dashboard, reflecting of our current period. And we can take action, drill in right from here, and understand what makes up that 893,000. If we drill in here, we can see all of our insertion orders across the year 2017, each month detailing the different revenue that we expect to receive based on the campaign dates, the flight lines, and more. If we look at this first row for insertion order number 226, we can see all the relevant information we want. It's obvious that this insertion order runs from the months of January to May for a total of $7,095. We can bring in any other relevant information we want here, and we can drill in to see the information underlying that and understand the different line details for this insertion order itself. We now arrived on the insertion order for media agency. We can see NetSuite understands your industry, understands the media industry and the idea of hierarchy. So you can have a bill to and an end to advertiser, because it's important to understand who the bills are actually going to and who's responsible, but also understand the end advertiser so we can see downstream reporting, understand the collection issues through the agency, and really make some decisions on who they're working with moving forward. This particular form is for a media-specific digital I/O, but our forms can be used for any number of different types of I/Os as we discussed at the beginning of this session. So if we look down below, we can see our digital media I/O here shows expandable big box finance network for our media digital revenue type. But we can change our form and accommodate any types of revenue that you may have. Out of home, for instance, changes our form, changes our layout, so we can see more particular information for an out of home I/O. For instance, we can see the different markets, locations, anything available that we need to track available, and more. If we switch to our TV, we can also see how this changes relative to a TV I/O. Again, more details coming below for day parts, program. Any other types of things you want to bring in here certainly can be applicable. As we have arrived on an insertion order, we understand that it's in pending approval stage, waiting for finance or somebody along the way to approve the order that's been booked by our sales rep, Will Clark. Everything looks good here from Carol's standpoint, so we'll go ahead and approve the order, which will then transform our record into approved and give us options for fulfillment as we move forward. So flash forward a couple weeks, couple months, and we're ready to fulfill a portion of this order based on the information that we see in our ad server. Below on our line items, we can see our expandable big box is booked for $7,000 at our cost per click rate model at $1 a piece. We can see a separate line item for our impression model at 1 cent a piece, which comes out to our $95. The total's here. So you can mix different portions in your IOs for your different revenue types, different rate models, and we can accommodate any rate models you may have. This order is ready for fulfillment. So let's go ahead and drill right into the fulfillment record and input what we've seen from our different platforms. So for our expandable big box across the first couple months, let's just say that we had about 2,500, and for our finance network long box, let's say that we fulfilled about 4,000. So we can go ahead and save this record here, and we'll see that it's going to generate the fulfillment record, and it's linked to our insertion order number 226. As we drill back into our insertion order, a couple of things have happened here. Now we can see that the status has changed to both pending billing and partially fulfilled, because we fulfilled only a portion of those across the first couple months, 2,500 and 4,000 respectively. We can see a couple other buttons show up here now. Next bill is ready to go because we fulfilled a portion of this. And because NetSuite is a single platform, we can see all related records to this insertion order, drilling in between to the advertiser, the bill to company, or we can see the actual item fulfillment that we just created. All these things live in one single place, real-time, up-to-date, so you can take action, understand your reconciliation, and bill straight from here without having to manually calculate these things. As we move along our day-to-day and our fulfillments have gone smoothly, now we know that some insertion orders are ready to invoice. So we can go straight to our reminders here and drill right into our insertion orders to invoice. Here we can see our invoice is ready for insertion order number 226 from January 5th of 2017. We can either process in bulk here, multiple at a time, or we can go straight to this order and understand what's happened so far. Again, seeing our delivery for 2,500 and 4,000 that we just completed a few minutes ago. So we can go ahead and create the bill straight from here, and we'll see that NetSuite automatically creates those calculations for you. No more going into spreadsheets, manually doing those calculations, and risking that element a few minutes. 2,500 clicks for $1 a piece, and 4,000 impressions for 1 cent a piece, total up to our invoice total of 2,540 here. We can save and print, save and email, have these sent out automatically to our primary contact, our invoice contact, or any number of people in the client that you want to send these to. These can be sent to sales reps along the way for their approval, make sure they want to double check it, or you can just copy them on the email so that they have an idea of what's happened here and who's getting billed what. Here we can see our completed invoice, again with more information moving along the way. We can see it's been created from our insertion order number 226. Again, we can understand the hierarchy of who's getting billed, who the actual end advertiser is, and any types of terms or due dates that you want to put on these invoices. As we scroll through, again, we can see the amounts, the flight and start and end dates, and anything else we want to report on downstream. If we take one action further and go to the GL impact, we can actually see the most granular level of what's happening with this invoice. We can see the amount hitting accounts receivable because we haven't accepted any money yet, and we can see the numbers going to our different ad revenue accounts. In this case, both of our items go to the same account, but you can have multiple items with different accounts on the same insertion order and see those reports in that GL impact all from one place. Once we go back to our invoice, we can see that now we're ready to accept payment. We can drill straight in from here and accept payment on a one-off basis, or we can do it in bulk from a different screen, much like our approve or invoice insertion order screen. See, a lot of the information is filled out for us. The bill to customer immediate agency is filled out. We can select our different accounts that we're going to put this in, and we can see all the invoices that are open for this particular customer. Because we drilled in from the invoice number 293 for that 2,540, that's going to be automatically selected here and automatically total up for the payment amount. If they've decided that they want to pay another invoice along with this payment, here's where all the other available open invoices for immediate agency will exist that we can click on. They'll adjust the amount, or we can just keep the original one that we had. Under payment method, we can choose cash, check, MasterCard, or Visa, depending on what you want to set up within your company. NetSuite is PCI compliant, so we can hold credit cards on file, or we can even hit your clients on the EFT side and pull from their bank at the end of your bank reconciliation. For this case, we'll just go ahead and say we accept the cash here for the ease of the demo. And once I save this payment, we'll see this record go into our accounts for checking, and our AR account will be backed out here. And we'll be able to go and see the actual GL impact of this payment as well. So we can see the cash account for checking has now been updated, and our AR has now been backed out from our invoice. Arriving back on our first insertion order, now we'll be able to see quite a few things change. Because billing has happened for the fulfillment that we already did, the status has changed back to partially fulfilled. It's waiting on the rest of those budgeted impressions and budgeted clicks to be delivered so that we can invoice moving forward throughout the life of the campaign here. If we revisit related records, we can now see both item fulfillment and invoice have been listed here with the relevant statuses. We can see that invoice has been paid in full for $25.40. All these things are updated in real time and in a single place because NetSuite is that single platform holding everything from sales, insertion orders, and accounting all in one screen, ready to go for you to view. Throughout our demonstration, we saw several different areas where the NetSuite Media solution for insertion order management can provide improved efficiency, visibility, and flexibility. We saw the unified platform where sales, insertion orders, and finance were all in one place. We saw the ability to bill off impressions and clicks and accommodate different rate models where those calculations are automatically made for you. We saw the visibility of tracking impressions and delivery, where we can report on those downstream. And then we saw the ability to scale and the ability to handle different revenue types across your industry. We saw radio, TV, out of home, and our digital media aspect of our insertion orders. All these live in one place where you can accommodate each one individually, all on one single I/O. Streamline your processes without more manual calculations that are rife with errors and misinvoicing, and give your employees visibility into their business all at their fingertips from the dashboard in real time. NetSuite is trusted by companies in the media industry. You can read some of the testimonials on netsuite.com and understand how we've helped companies such as the ones you see below that are in your industry. For further information and to see the add-on to this solution where we can further streamline the fulfillment process from your ad server or multiple ad servers, please refer to the ad server fulfillment add-on video.